Hey guys, welcome back to the economy of Teyvat. Last time we went full NPC detective mode on Mondstadt and Liyue. And I literally counted NPC like I was doing commissions for the Adventurers Guild. Went house by house like I was a clean on a property inspection. And found out that Mondstadt is basically a city that survives on wine, gambling and venti stabs at the tavern. Meanwhile, Liyue absolutely a powerhouse of trade. Mora flowing everywhere. Jobs are like everywhere. But also the worst housing crisis in all of Teyvat. Like, forget gacha rates. Trying to get a place in Liyue Harbor is like the real 0.6% pool. So if you missed the last episode, go watch the first episode. I will like show the thumbnail like somewhere around here. Go watch it first, seriously, it will make this one hit harder. But if you already seen it, welcome back. Grab your snacks, maybe, you know, some your dango milk, because today we're heading through Inazuma and Sumeru. Two very different nations. One is an island ruled by shogun, where fireworks and festivals and bathhouses make life colorful, and on the other, a city that basically one giant library where half of the population lives in houses with literally one bed. Well, let's dive in. First up is Inazuma City. This place looks stunning when you first arrive. Purple skies, shrine lanterns, busy streets, but if you start looking closer, well, like I do because I have nothing better to do than to count imaginary people, the numbers gets messy. Population about 300 people living inside or around the Inazuma city. Houses only 41 total houses. And each house has around 3 big rooms which can hold around 7 to 9 beds in total. On paper that means the house can fit a big extended family, multiple that out, and the city house can handle around 220 people comfortably. Maybe 200 to 500 if you start stacking futons and pretending Genshin has some kind of IKEA collab. But here's the problem. With about 300 residents and only 250 beds, you see where it's going? Inazuma is suffering from the same too many people, not enough space issue as Liyue, just a little less extreme. Basically, if you move to Inazuma, you either living with 6 roommates, sleeping in a shrine, or praying Ayaka lets you crash into her Kamisato estate. Now let's talk about how people actually make a living here. Inazuma has more variety than Mondstadt, where your choices were a knight, shopkeeper, or a professional tavern customer. Here you can actually serve as a soldier or a guard for shogun. Not the safest job, considering raiding sometimes deletes people with their ult. But hey, stable income. Join the market stores or work in shops, textiles, food, crafts. Work in festival industries like Yoimiya's firework, which probably keeps a whole supply chain running. Run or staff the bathhouses and spas. Yes, Inazuma has a bathhouses, make it the only nation so far where you can officially take a canon hot spring episode. God damn, I want Ito to go there. But, or even go into a spiritual service at shrines. So yeah, that's actually a sense of economy here, not a trade heavy as Liyue, but way more diverse than Mondstadt. Here's where Inazuma shines. It's not just about work, it's about the vibes. Festivals are the core part of the culture. The annual firework festival, for example, literally lights up the entire region. And unlike Mondstadt entertainment scene, which boils down to drinking at Angel Shrine or gamble with cats, Inazuma has variety you can do. Hit the festival stalls for food and games, relax at the bathhouse, seriously, this is peak quality life, or visit shrines for ritual and spiritual events. Now don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. Inazuma isolated policies under the shogun made the city feel more like a gated community for a while. Paperwork, permits, vision, hunt decree, not exactly a paradise for free spirits. But compared to Mondstadt, even one tavern fits it all. Economy and Liyue, suffocating houses crisis, Inazuma feels like the middle ground, structured, lively, and culturally rich. Well, so putting it all together, housing is a nice 6 out of 10. Better than Mondstadt, 27 houses, but still way too much small for 300 people. Jobs, it's a nice 7 out of 10. Good variety, but controlled tightly by the shogun. Culture, Fireworks, spas, festivals, shrines, Inazuma knows how to party. Overall, it's a nice 7 out of 10. Inazuma is a nation where you can walk, relax and celebrate, but also where you can probably share a bedroom with half of your extended family, and still getting told off by a samurai for walking too loud at night. Now we're headed west, to the land of wisdom, Sumeru City. At first glance it looks beautiful, giant tree, flowing river, scholars everywhere, but once you zoom in, the housing situation becomes, well, questionable. So here's the breakdown. Population estimate around 400 residents in around the Sumeru city. Houses, about 18 houses total, plus a guardhouse where half of the soldiers can actually bunk. Layout, the houses are small and the bed situation is wildly uneven. Half of the houses only have 1 or 2 beds total, that's it. Imagine walking into your brand new home in Sumeru and realizing your entire family of 6 is fighting over a single mattress. Good luck with that. The other half of the houses though are much bigger, with 6 to 7 beds each. That helps balance things out, but it means housing is basically a gamble. Rule high and you get a mansion with multiple beds. Rule low and you're literally in a 1 bed challenge with your roommate. If you do the math, I'll put it somewhere here on the screen, that gives us around 81 beds in total for 400 people. Yeah, that's rough. Either people are sleeping outside, sharing mats on the floor, or maybe the academia is secretly running bring your own sleeping bed policy. I don't know, but that's crazy. But here's where Sumeru keeps up for it, the job market. Unlike Mondstadt, hope you like Tavern's economy, or Inazuma's shogun-controlled structure, Sumeru is all about the choice. You can become a scholar or research at the academia, study to become a doctor, alchemist or scribe, freelance as a writer, thinker or tutor, or just join the city support system, guards, vendors, cooks, builders. Sumeru's whole vibe is knowledge. The fact that you can actually study here and turn it into a career is a big plus. Even if housing sucks, you can at least chase future. It feels like the region runs on an idea rather than money. People build reputation through academic work, discoveries and research. It's not always fair academia politics, but it gives Sumeru an economy that feels completely different from anywhere else. Culturally, Sumeru is rich, but a different way. You won't find fireworks of bathhouses here. Instead, you will find libraries stacked with tomes, gardens and open-air cafes where people debate philosophy, and classes full of scholars yelling about who plagiarized who this time. The academy dominates life, which means the lifestyle here is basically study, work, study, repeat. If you're passionate about learning, Sumeru is paradise. If not, well, enjoy living in a 1-bedroom house while your roommate argues about dendro theory until 3 AM. So, the score. Housing is a 3 out of 10. Massive shortage, totally bad disaster. Jobs a nice 9 out of 10. Ton of variety, plus the option to study and freelance, like damn. Culture and lifestyle, 7 out of 10. Rich in ideas, but not too much in fun unless you count academia drama as entertainment. Overall, a 6.5 out of 10. Sumeru is basically the college town of Teyvat, great for students and thinkers, terrible for anyone who wants personal space or bed that isn't shared by 3 other people. Now, before we end today's episode, let's take a quick detour to a special case in Inazuma. I'm gonna probably f*** up the name, but Sagnomiya Shrine on Watatsumi Island. The little settlement is technically part of Inazuma, but it's so isolated it deserves its own rating. The shrine is surrounded by water, tucked deep within the coral landscape, and let's try to say living here is not exactly 5-star. Here, let me break it down. So, population is about 29 people. Well, not bad, but houses only 7, and they're not even big. Almost non-existent, and the jobs are almost non-existent. You're either a soldier serving under Kokomi's command, or a farmer scrapping with what little land you have. And when it comes to entertainment, well, forget about it. There's no tavern, no bathhouse, no festival. Your only options are basically eat whatever the local farm grows, or pay the shrine, which is, let's be real, usually closed. or sit and, stare at the water until Kokomi gives you another strategy meeting. So yeah, Sangonomiya isn't exactly a dream vacation spot, more like a place when you rolled low on the where to spawn in Teyvat dies. Well, the final verdict of this area is housing is a nice 4 out of 10. 7 houses for 30 people isn't the worst, but it's close. Jobs, soldiers or farmer, that's it. Culture, 1 out of 10. No nightlife, no fun, just shrine duty. Overall, 2 out of 10. Honestly, Sangonomiya feels less like a city and more like one of those MMO started villages that you immediately leave and never come back. Well, unless Kokomi personally drags you in there. So, to recap today's journey, Inazuma overcrowded but lovely, with fireworks and spas keeping the vibe up. Sumeru, a scholar's paradise with more jobs than beds. And Sangonomiya Shrine, a quiet little corner of suffering where your entertainment options are farming or praying. Compared to Mondstadt, wine-soaked starter hub, and Liyue overcrowded trade capital, these two nations show us how widely different economies in Teyvat can be. At the end of the day, would you want to live in any of those places? Maybe if you don't mix these 6 roommates in one bed, or praying Mora rent is strongly somehow forgets to cover. Well, I hope you like this little cover. What should I actually cover next in our little Teyvat world? I hope you like this video, and if so, comment what your opinion is, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye. Oh wait, before you go, there's a little video right here. Maybe you'll like that. Come on, click it. I can see you wanna do it. Come on, come on. Okay, bye. Bye.